I'm going to tell the story of the time I won stuff out of a storage unit multiple times. And I'm not talking about the same type of item, like I got a couch and then, I got a couch again. I'm talking about the same exact items in storage units multiple times, which is kind of crazy because there's, across Atlanta, there's hundreds of units that get auctioned off every week, sometimes over 1,000 units that get auctioned off every week. There's a lot of people buying units, a lot of different places for me to go. I end up all over Atlanta, way far away from here. I don't get every single unit that's, that's within the, within a 10-mile vicinity of the store or anything here. A lot of times I'm traveling, all the way to the other side of Atlanta, sometimes to other states, an hour plus away to get units. So when we first started buying units and everything, we were selling stuff at a thrift store where we would put stuff in. We had booths there, kind of like we do here now, but we were putting stuff in the booths. So we would put stuff in this booth, we would load it down, we would sell a lot of stuff for $1. We had this one big section, everything was $1. So all the ladies that worked at the store, they would go and buy stuff from us. So we would take stuff there, sell it, sell stuff to the customers, but a lot of stuff would get sold to the ladies that worked at the store. And a lot of the ladies we kind of ended up getting to know and knew their names and kind of knew them and everything. So, selling, whatever, months go by, whatever long. We actually, at this point, when I bought this second unit, we weren't selling at the store anymore. We were strictly selling we weren't selling at that thrift store. We were just selling at our own warehouse we had at the time. And we would run and sell every Friday and Saturday. So I get this unit, I go to the auction and, I bid on the unit. Nothing looked familiar when I was bidding on it. It just looked like, just random stuff like always. And after I won the unit, I heard somebody mention the person's name that unit belonged to. And this name was a pretty distinct name, not a very common name, and it was one of the ladies that used to work at the thrift store. And actually she was coming to our warehouse sales at the time. So I heard the name and I was like, I wonder if it's that lady. I was like, it probably is because of the name and everything. But still I was like, okay, got her unit. And start loading the unit up, and I start finding stuff that looks familiar, and I start finding stuff that I know 100% is ours, because when you get stuff out of storage units, you can get some really odd stuff, some strange, peculiar stuff. It might have a certain defect or a mark in a certain way, or even stuff people have made. So I start finding all this kind of stuff, and it's like, I know this is stuff that she bought, from our booth there at the thrift store. I remember putting it in there. And so anyway, so we bought the stuff at a storage auction, sold it to someone, and then they put it in a storage unit. They lost the unit, and then I happened to get the same stuff back again. So then, we're having to sell and everything, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be kind of awkward because she's been coming to herself. She's gonna see like all of her stuff here, but I've already, I spent the money on it. I did all the time loading it. I can't just throw it away or take it somewhere else. I wouldn't know where to take it. That's where we were selling our stuff. So I put it out there, and sure enough, here she comes, and I'm kind of nervous, hoping that, that she's, not going to get angry with us or anything like that, or start crying and get upset. And I see her kind of looking around and looking at stuff, and she's looking at stuff that I'd gotten out of her unit. And all of a sudden, she kind of looks over at me, and she's like, "Oh, you got my unit, good." And that was it. She was very nice about it. She's a very nice person. Hopefully, I don't know if she watches any of these videos or not. If she does, I'm not going to say her name or anything like that. She's always been very nice to us. Never had any issues with her at all. I wouldn't say her name or anything to embarrass her or anything like that. But she was really cool with it. I mean, she knew she had lost the unit. Whatever happens, stuff happens in life. And I guess she was like happy that we got it because we knew her. And then she bought some of that same stuff back again. So I bought it out of a storage unit, sold it at the thrift store. The person that bought it for me put it in a storage unit. They lost the stuff in a storage auction, and I got it again. And then I sold some of the same stuff back to them again. And so it's kind of crazy how that happens in the resale world. There's so many times I've seen stuff. I think some of these items just end up stuck in the resale world and just keep getting resold and resold and resold. Reseller buys it and a reseller buys it. I've seen that happen several times. And the crazy thing is, this is not the first time that that's happened to me. I have had that other people that I have bought stuff out of storage units, sold it to them, they put it in a storage unit, and then I happened to win their unit, and then they came in and bought it back from me. That's literally, you would think it's crazy enough to happen one time, but I've had it happen multiple times where that exact chain happens, where I've sold the same item to the same people multiple times, and I've won the same item out of storage units and storage auctions multiple times. And neither time I knew ahead of time. It just coincidence just happened. I mean, I've sold so much stuff that I guess it's bound to happen, but it's kind of crazy anyways. But just a little story of, you know, the storage auction business and what a small world the resale world can be, and what a small world the world in general can be. But that's it for this one. Just a little quick story. If you like it, give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, y'all have a good one.